watching the most serious baby shows seen on TV, and they just deleted them on TV. And we are back.
Here's Nosy Bonk pottering around and planting a clue to the whole word.
His nose. Oh my god, that's a mask. I have to blur that out. Yeah, I need to blur that out so you guys don't see it. Because yeah, I'm not gonna take you guys at all. What the heck is?
So you're watching Top 10's Net, and in the video today, we're looking at the top 10 creepy children's TV shows. Especially considering that in the show, these creatures are completely sentient with minds of their own. It begs the question, in this universe where airplanes are alive, do people ride in them? Are they enslaved to serve man, or just another species of animal? How are new planes born? Anyway, where Thomas the Tank Engine succeeds in placing a face on an otherwise inanimate object without making kids nervous, JJ does not. The face dominates the planes they are stuck onto, having bulbously inflated features that are strangely rigid. In fact, the only parts that move are the eyes, barely, and the eyelids. Yes, there are eyelids on these planes. There's a bunch of other weird imagery that pops up every now and again, like naked cartoon monkeys and virtually featherless rubbery human characters, but it's the airplanes themselves that really take the horror of the uncanny valley and bludgeon our children with it. Number 7, Rupert the Bear. Starting the tradition of disturbing TV shows designed to freak out many a British child, The Adventures of Rupert Bear was born in the decade few of us want to remember, the 70s. Those who have good memories of this show probably only remember the animated version that came later, which was relatively harmless, and most likely they aren't aware of the marionette version which came before. Marionettes are creepy enough by themselves, but when they come in strange...
Okay, nothing. Okay. No!
shapes vague.
Pause it. It's a lot. Because I'm a little bit sick.
Resembling anthropomorphic animals wearing clothes operated by amateurs who clearly forgot how a body is supposed to move, the creepy factor skyrockets. Besides Rupert, there were a myriad of odd-looking characters in the show, including a deformed sheep, a floating fireball with legs, and most notorious of all, Raggedy, who looked like a gnarled and haunted tree branch crossed with a snork. Research has shown that many a British nightmare in the early 1970s was centered on Raggedy. Reportedly, all of the episodes were lost in a fire, and I like to think this is God's way of expunging the earth from the unholiness that was Rupert. Number 6. Pipkins. Pipkins was another British TV show in the 70s that featured, you guessed it, puppets. Puppets aren't inherently scary and can be used to great effect on shows like Sesame Street and Lamb Chop's Play Along when operated correctly and made with love. You can't just find a ratty piece of carpet, shove your hand into its arse and call it good children's fare. Well, Pipkins did just that, which led to a rich cast of misfit puppets with regional accents that no one wanted to love. Most famous of the bunch was the character of Hardly Hair. He is one of the skankiest, dirtiest, silliest, spazziest puppets to ever appear on kids' TV. Not only did he look like a deceased pet that was dug up and brought back to life after being dead for 3 weeks, but his repertoire consists mostly of snide comments and innuendos. You know, for kids. Number 5, Dirt Girl World. Dirt Girl World is a relatively new show and is about a girl who loves to go outside and get dirty. Not a bad idea, but there's something wrong with this girl though.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 photos that should not exist. Millions of photographs are taken every day. Some are annoying, like those ones of the same coffee we all drink every day, or endless photos of your kids. But sometimes creepy photos are taken which we all wish just didn't exist. Before you get too scared, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10, we have Creature in the Asylum. Have you ever seen one of those exploring an abandoned asylum videos before? Well, back in 2009, 3 teenagers went to do this at an old asylum in Washington. They wandered around snapping photos and being very creeped out by the old rooms and graffiti everywhere. Just before they left, one of the friends took an image standing on some stairs that led down from the upper floor. He was trying to take a final snap of his 2 other friends leaving, and that's what he did. But that's not the only thing the image picked up. When he later loaded the images onto his computer at home, he was terrified when he looked at the top left corner. As you can see, someone or something is up there. It's not one of his friends, as they all confirmed later it was just 3 of them there. Some say this is a creature that inhabits the abandoned asylum, while others say it's a former patient who couldn't bear to live in the outside world. One thing's for sure, this image is seriously creepy and should...
Yep, creepy enough for you guys. And me.
When you think about it, it's more laughable than horror-inducing. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 horror movies that try to make you afraid of stupid things.
Here, have a tomato. Don't be afraid.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at the antagonists and gimmicks of horror films that tried to make the ordinary frighteningly extraordinary. This isn't to say that these are all old B-movies, or that the films aren't effective in their scares, just that the source of the horror is average, unexpected, or straight-up mundane. Also, a spoiler alert is now in effect.
Here's the wind-up It's a long drive!
Number 10, Leprechauns, Leprechaun.
Is that my gold? What the hell are you?
I thought his gold.
I'm a leprechaun, me dear.
Okay, we can see how this might be scary if pitched with a slightly different angle. An item is stolen from a disturbed mythical creature of the old world, who pursues the thief back home to America to cause havoc and exact revenge.
I want me gold now!
Actually, sounds a little like the plot to The Exorcist. However, in the case of Fathers Marin and Karras, they were battling a possessing demon. Most people associate leprechauns with lucky charms and wishes. Even traditionally in Irish folklore, they're more fun-loving trickster fairies.
Ring around the rosy, a bucket full of posy.
The bearded buckle-shoot image is just too hard to let go of. And there's just something so unscary about a murderous fairy.
Ashes, we all fall down.
Number 9, Snowman, Jack Frost.
World's most pissed off snow.
It's a snow day classic. Get bundled up and build a snowman. You can deck them out just about any way you like, and these delightful backyard sculptures have inspired more than one song and book out there. They're round and merry, so of course someone tried to make one scary. Not to be confused with the family film of the same name, which hit theaters just a year later. The makers of the 1997 Jack Frost didn't even go with an intimidating character design. With his carrot nose and tartan scarf, he could be on anyone's lawn.
I said, who's out there?
But maybe that's supposed to be the kicker? Who knows? The weather outside may be frightful, but Frosty over there, not so much. Number 8, VHS tapes, Ringu. While this film and the international remakes it's inspired are genuinely frightening, providing filmgoers everywhere with an original setup and twist, perhaps its greatest success was making people everywhere leery of screens and certain technologies. the premise would be replicated in future films, with everything from killer websites to phone calls claiming unsuspecting victims. But after seeing this movie, who out there would be willing to just pop an old unlabeled tape into the VCR without the teensiest bit of apprehension? Be honest, it's just us mojoholics here. That's what we thought. No one. That's who. Number 7. Beds. Deathbed. The bed that eats.
I'm just a big toasty cinnamon bun.
It's been noted that beds are the places in a home where life is most likely to both begin and end. And, they also provide great source material for pillow forts and staying cozy on cold winter days.
I could sleep on the floor. Nonsense, there's plenty of room. I'm not going to have you sleep on the floor, Susan.
But that first, awfully poetic sentiment must have occurred to the makers of the efficiently named Deathbed, the bed that eats. In this movie, the evil bed eats a series of young people who keep showing up and sprawling out on the old, musty covers, as youth are wont to do. So, when you tuck in tonight, maybe bring a bucket of chicken and a bottle of wine and keep your eye on your mattress. Just in case. Number 6. Skype. Unfriended. Granted, the program itself is not the antagonist or assailant in this film, and the video...
Bye-bye. Peace out.